All right, Shalom. I would like to start off this lesson by giving all praises, all blessings, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the elect men of Israel who are pushing this word in all diligence, all right? In all truth, in all sincerity, uh, who are risking their life and livelihood uh, in doing so, all right? Especially in these days and times. And shalom to the women and children who watch and who learn from these lessons. The name of this lesson, I have a title. It's been on my mind. I've actually been thinking about this title, about this lesson often, for a few days. And, it was the spirit that the elder Yashawamba from the Dallas camp actually went into pretty much the lesson. It was the spirit, like, man. But I still wanted to go into it. But the name of this lesson is going to be it's court adjourned. It's court adjourned for the bad seed from the bad sperm. All right. And you know who we're talking about. Big Worm himself. All right. Enem. All right. We're talking about Enem. I decided to I was cleaning up some I wasn't able to do the video, so I was cleaning up some. You had to clean out some of your, they tell you to clean out some of your old old pictures and stuff like that. And so I was cleaning out and I saw this old picture, all right, that a brother had drawn up, all right, and I decided to it's Thursday, throwback Thursday, all right. So I threw that picture in there, and as I and this is this picture is quite old, man, quite old. All right, it's actually older than you know maybe some brothers that are in this truth. All right, but anyway, you see Enem, all right. You see Enem, screaming, please, I love everybody, all right? And that's the thing with a lot of you Israelites. You love, your thing is that you love everybody, okay? But no one loves you, all right? And I'm going to go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter. All right, just real quick. And, we're going to go into Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Because, a lot of Israelites want to accept, they think, and they want to accept these other nations into salvation, and that's not the case. That's not going to happen. Okay, and we know through the diligent search of the scriptures and the revealing of the gospel to us through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that these other nations are not going to receive salvation. They're going into slavery. And ultimately, slavery is what, how you build your wealth. It's how you come into real wealth. All right? Through slavery. That's why, you have this new industry, or not a new industry, but an ancient industry. They just switched up the name on it. Trafficking. Okay? People doing trafficking. They snatch up a bunch of, we seen with the Epstein thing. Epstein was, I believe the story on him, and he was once a teacher, school teacher or something like that. Until they snatched up a bunch of little children and snatched these children up. All right. And, had these children working as sex slaves. All right. And that brings these people a lot of money. That's how they get their wealth. And in this economy, you look at it and you're working, okay. You could be making $50 an hour, and I'm going to tell you that is nothing. Okay. And it's designed that way. Okay. You Israelites, you have to understand. Okay. Now, if you're making $50 an hour, and maybe, let's say you're, you get your 80 or 40 a week, however that goes, then that may be okay if you have a few children. All right. Whereas then, you're not paying as much in taxes. But if you don't have children, and you're making that much, one second. If you don't have children and you're making that much, well then, they're going to tax you. They're going to overtax you. All right? And for you Israelites, they come up, that's, you got a lot of Israelites who are doing extra things just to make ends meet. All right, and ends are never going to meet. Okay, your ends are never going to meet. The only end that is going to come is your end. All right, because this devil is manipulating Uh, he's manipulating, these stocks. Okay, and he's manipulating uh, the money that you're making. All right, and he just doesn't do it to you Israelites. He does it to everyone because his thing is, again, he's got enough money. Okay, and as we see these people, okay, especially among our people, Jake, okay, because Jake is a mirror of what these elites are doing. So you see the Puffies and these big name people. When they get too much money, they start acting very weird. Okay, and now the weirdness has drizzled down to the average everyday uh, Israelite man, Israelite woman. They're weird out here in the world, very weird. Okay, and it's to the point to where this place is beyond Sodom and Gomorrah. All right, here it is. They gave everyone the jump shot, and now you have another rise in, HIV. Okay, and so that's again, you go to the Georgia Guidestones and they tell you that they want to keep the population of the earth at 500 million. Okay. And they want to do that in order for them to be in control. All right. And, eating them first of all, and under them, because the rest of these nations, they don't care about being in that type of predicament. They're on board. They don't care. They just don't want E to put his foot right in their butt. Okay. And so let me go to Psalms 83 real quick. I'm gonna be jumping around. All right. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm gonna get right down to it because we already know the script. We already go through this like almost every day. All right, this is Psalms 83 and 3. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones." All right. Let me see. This word hidden.
Strong's H, 6845. Safan. Safan.
Okay. Treasure. All right. To hide from discovery. All right. And, those, ultimately those are what we call your Gentiles, man. All right. All right. Your Gentiles. It says hidden, secret, inaccessible. All right. And those Gentiles are of the elect. All right. A lot of them. And so let me go back. And so some people have done this, all right? And it was a concerted effort, okay? It is a concerted effort that did this, all right? All right. Verse 2 says, "For lo, thine enemies." Okay, so these are the enemies of the Most High. All right. Again, the name of this lesson is Court Adjourned for the Bad Seed from the Bad Sperm. All right. "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." All right. So, like a snake, okay? Like a snake seeking its prey, okay? When it crawls around and it lifts up its head, okay? Or an animal, when it, you know, gets ready to attack its prey, it lifts up its head so it can see it, okay? It crawls down on its belly and then it lifts up its head, to see what it's about to strike, okay? Verse 4 says, "They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation." All right. And so we have been cut off from being the nation of so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. We are the real Israelites. Okay. We are the real Jews. All right. It says that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. All right. And so among our people, especially this newer generation, they have no fear of the Most High. They don't care about, um, nothing about the Most High. All right. And, these newer generations that are coming up, they're even further out, especially these ones who've been just raised up on the tablet. Okay. And, our people are monkey see, monkey do. And so, that's just it. Okay. They throw them the tablet. They're watching these cartoons. Okay. And we went, starting from the elder apostles on down. All right. I remember, you know, elder apostle Gabar. All right. Rakar and Ramlab used to, talk about Disney. All right. Uh, of course, elder apostle Tahar, but, you know, you know, uh, the other elders would go into lessons about Disney and how uh, Walt Disney, how just going to videos showing how that they would put uh, subliminal m- messages and pictures with witchcraft into their artwork. Okay, that you didn't see it with your your conscious mind. You saw it with your subconscious. All right, behind the artwork. All right, and a lot of it, was pushing uh, the starburst agenda. Salaki. So these these people, artists, they create these cartoons, and you hear this, quirky, you know, lame guy, he's the voice of these cartoons, all right. But a lot of you don't pay attention to what your children are. You just give them the tablet, okay? And a lot of you can't discern what these people are saying. These people are saying spells, but they're, playing around like it's the cartoon. So you look at it, you see the cartoon, so you don't think that anything is wrong. But these people are doing seances and spells, okay? Putting things into the mind of your child, okay? Having a cartoon, a little cartoon, so you see it, it's a little lamb or a little goat, all right? Okay, so you look at it and it looks innocent. It's a cartoon, okay? But again, even in that, okay, it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. And they're all in on it, all of the nations, all right? Moab, with their enemy, all right, and Ammon with their enemy. Jake is all into enemy, and you know, down to the little children who are, watching, whatever the Roblox, all right. Now they're trying to sue the Roblox, all right, because Roblox, Roblox has programmed their children for some funky shit, man. All right, for a life of funkiness. These children are rebelling against their parents. All right, to the point to the parents hate the children. Now the parents are, unaliving their own children, their wives. Their wives have been already, you know, because some Jake get it before the other Jakes, just like with PlayStations, and you had some Jake who had the PlayStation and before other Jakes. So some Jakes were already indoctrinated into the Grand Theft Auto, the Call of Duty. Well, other Jakes who were misfortunate, they couldn't afford the PlayStation in their household, so it took them maybe 5, 6, 7 years down the line, okay, to finally get up on it. And those are the ones who really, a lot of times, those are the ones who really were influenced by a lot of this stuff. Like, a lot of you're looking at the games, but it's beyond the games, man. This devil, again, like I used the movie The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. Okay, they had the Golden Child surrounded, okay, 24 hours with wickedness and spells that they were enchantments that they were trying to put on them. And it's the same thing with the elect. They're doing the same thing. And so they're trying to constantly cut jake off from being a nation. And ultimately, it's going to lead to them just putting the chip in you. So that's going to be it. It's going to be nothing else said, which, what's going to lead up to it, what's going to be the thing that pushes them to go full blown with this chip. We don't know yet, but there will be a false flag. Okay, we're seeing a lot, a lot of, and I'm telling you, I'm seeing a lot of unruly, these children who are unruly. They are the product, like I said, MK Ultra. Okay, University of Chicago and these main universities. Because again, like I said, these universities, they don't, right? They're not teaching anyone to save a life, to come up with extraordinary medicine and technology to help your cancer, help increase, you living, or, your well-being. No, they're coming up with things that are detrimental to society. They're creating weapons, new and improved weapons. Because again, East, and under the what? Under the watch of Esau, Edom, Cain. Okay? This devil is constantly creating weapons. All right? Some weapons are used to take down societies much quieter, than dropping, this TNT, 10,000 tons of TNT or whatever, okay? Which is, an atom bomb or a nuclear device, okay? See, when you do that, then you destroy structures and, infrastructure, and, you got to go in there and put water pipes back in and run pipelines, and you see the destruction that they're causing now, okay? With pipelines and, chemicals going into the air. No, see, there are other weapons that they are implementing with these MK Ultra, okay? These MK Ultra patients, they wake up, okay? And they'll go against their government. They'll go against whoever. They don't care. Like, you have these children, they're going against their parents. They're talking smart. Here it is, this little baby that you didn't babied, and you didn't fed him, and you woke up in the middle of the night and gave him the milk and changed his diaper and held him on your chest and slept there. And, now he's 6 years old. He's calling you bro and, saying all kind of weird shit to you. Okay? Now you fed the hell up like, hey, he said he doesn't know if he wants to be a girl or a dog, and he feels more comfortable being a pig, and he needs mud in his room, and you're the parent, and you're disgusted. And the wife, she doesn't understand why she can't go out and spend a night over her friend's house. Okay? Sleepovers with the girl. She don't want to give you a back massage, or, rub your knee, or So it's to the point to where, and that's what this devil has developed. That's what Edom have developed. That's what they're developing. These women are not saying, chick told me, like, yeah, I slept with 7 men. Yeah, I asked her, man, like, how many bodies have you had? She said 7. I said, damn. And this bitch is, she like, you made me feel bad, because, see, most girls, if they tell you 2 or 3, you better multiply that by 9, okay? And I'm looking at her like, well, shit, bitch, it might be the same deal with you. We got to get out of here. And then you got Jake, Jake out here who has no problem, fighting and destroying one another over these women. Listening and letting these women rule over them. But then you have some Jake who are just fed up with it, man. And what do? They go and unalive everybody. They can't take it. And that is because these nations they've been cut off. Okay? They've been cut off. Those of us who, we know that we are Israelites, and those who are still rejecting it. So it says, verse 5 says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So although, you see, all right, World War I, World War II, all right, they were up against the Germans, the Japanese, all right, even though that was the case, all right, you had Germans living and Japanese living right next door to your everyday Edomite, even to this day. You have little Palestine here, right down the street in Bridgeview. Okay, it's the biggest Palestinian community in the world, and guess what? They do business with the J-Man, and have no problem. They live, a lot of times they live right next door to the J-Man. They'll have their Palestinian flag out. The J-Man, he doesn't give a damn. Once you are in power and control, you don't care about none of that anymore. Okay? Amalek doesn't care. You see? Because they're on their beds, all right? Coming up with evil plans. So all of these people are together, the Iranians, okay? Here you have an Iranian village. You have a Pakistani village, okay? And guess who lives right among them? They're right nestled with Esau, okay? They're their neighbors, but you Jakes, you Israelites, hey, Edom is hunting you down every minute. You can't get a job. You can't get ahead. When you get a job and you possibly try to get ahead, there's another hula hoop for you to jump through. And it's almost as if they know who the elect are, and they know who we are according to email addresses, IP addresses. You can hide it. Even with your cell phone. I had a prepaid cell phone, same phone for years, and all of a sudden, now my name is popping up on the goddamn cell phone, man. What is my name popping up on a prepaid cell? I don't have a contract. So they're keeping tabs. They're dumping shit in the air, man. They're dumping. That's why I'm like, I don't know if my lungs are inflamed. I'm not coughing or anything, but they're dumping so much garbage in the air. Just destroying your sinuses. Can't sleep. Wake up looking like a damn raccoon. eyes are puffy. And I have to sleep with the window just wide open, freezing. Okay. So all of these nations are against you Israelite people. All right. The tabernacles, verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom, they mention Edom first. They're the head. They're the spearhead of this attack against the Israelites. It says, and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. All right. Your Chinese, your Hamites. They're against you Israelites. Salaki, 1 second. They're against you Israelites. All right. And in fact, they took you down. All right. When they took down the northern kingdom, they got their gunpowder from Moab. Okay. They were able to make the what do you call those things? The pistols, the cannons. All right. Then ultimately that Gatling gun, all of that was created, from steel, from the gunpowder that was created and made by Moab, the steel, which was, for the cannons and so on and so forth, and coordinates that were created by Ishmael and, these Hamites. All right. These Hamites giving Esau coordinates of where to, how to navigate. Okay. And Esau being a cunning hunter, okay, he took over and did the rest. All right. And so these people are still Confederate against us, man. All right. So give me 1 second. All right. So I have to put this in there because this is the average Israelite. Okay. A lot of our people have retired. Okay. About to retire. All right. But the way that this devil has it, okay, he's operating, he's doing this. You have time when gas and all of that stuff it goes down. All right. But it always seems like they come up with a plan to make the gas increase. All right. And so, yeah. Okay. Now you have gas prices that are up, food prices that are up, utilities that are all ultimately up. And so, hey, even if you're making $50 an hour, okay, this right here is your condition. And it's done intentionally. Okay? And as the scripture says, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Okay? And this is oppression. That's why they haven't given you, you always talking about reparations. No, man. Okay? They're not going to give you any reparations. This is it. All right. And I took this off of a off of a off of a chat. Um, okay, I know what I was looking for. All right. and here's the thing with Esau, okay? They're manipulating your money, man. They manipulated they're manipulating your money in your face. They're playing in your face, man. All right. This is Isaiah 1:22. It says, "Thy silver is become dross, thy wine mixed with water." You drink some watered down wine, okay? Some dross. Silver. Let me see if I can get a meaning of it real quick. Just gonna go to the commentary. All right. Okay. Only fit to be cast. Only fit to be cast away as worthless. All right. This goes for your lead. This goes for the leadership. Okay. The leadership as well. All the silver was now a debased metal of no value. So, hey, some of the silver that you know that's out there, it may be not real silver. We don't know what the hell these people. They're saying it's 999 silver. We don't know. I don't have a damn refinery. We know that the dollar is losing its power. There's still war with Iran. You know, countries and people are pulling away from the U.S. dollar, the currency. That's not good. Okay? Now, of course, you have the military who can flex its muscle, but using currency as a weapon, okay, if I use your currency and you figure out that you don't like me, now you put a sanction on me and freeze up all my money. Now I'm broke. No, that's not safety from you, because you are a madman. Why would I want a lunatic handling my money? Okay? And that's the case. That silver is become dross. Says, have thy wise men of Teman, lost, let me get that real quick, man. Because they're losing their goddamn mind, man. But it's going to bite them, and it's going to bite you white people. You love to claim white. I'm white. Jesus Christ. I'm white. All right? It's going to bite you in the ass, man. People are especially Jake. Jake is fed the hell up, man. And so it's getting to the point to where they're creating these MK Ultra Jakes. You know, you had the one Jake here in Chicago. He was running around naked. Okay. Then you had you know, the the thing with the president speech. Okay, it was a naked Jake looking individual in there. All right. Yeah, so I spell it wrong? Maybe I spelled it wrong. Okay, Jeremiah 49:7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Okay, you motherfucking Edomites have lost it. Okay, you've lost it. You forgot who the hell you were. You're the base man. All right, you're the one who's in the crosshairs, man. And again, that's why the name of this lesson is, you know, that lyric. Okay, it's from it's one of Method Man lyrics, and it was, you know, I was just listening to, you know, some, and I just heard it, and I said, damn, man, he put that there. You know what I'm saying? It's court adjourned for the bad seed, the wicked. Okay, Esau is the wicked. All right, it's court adjourned for you, man. This is it. You know, I washed my car and waxed it the other day, and you know, I didn't look at the news. I went outside, and you don't want to bring your car outside, and you know, after you wash it and wax it, and it rains, right? So I came out. It didn't look like it was going to rain. You know, didn't show any symptom that it was going to rain. Okay, and plus my windshield wipers, they're broken. All right, just I had to put Rain-X on the windshield, but till I'm able to get it fixed. But man, had it washed up, shiny, and lo and behold, okay, it rained. Okay, it rained. All right, and after it rained, whatever's in the rain, it was brown. Okay, all on the car. So I couldn't see it, and it's the same thing with you damn Edomites. This thing is going to come out of it's coming out of nowhere, and then in your mind, okay, you're looking good, you're cool, all right. But the reality is, this is it for you, Edom. All right. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Yeah, man. Okay, because you're going back into those damn, you playing all of these damn dope fiend games, man, and you're going back into slavery. All right, you're going down. Okay, the wine that you're offering, it's mixed with water. Okay, so you're dumbing down the truth. Okay, Psalms 119 and 119. Thou puttest away all the wicked of the earth like dross. And that's what you're, the wicked, the bad seed from the bad sperm. Therefore, I love thy testimonies. Yeah, and we love these testimonies. And that's why this is not for women, okay? Because in order to testify, you got to have testicles. All right? That's why a woman is not supposed to be teaching, all right? In authority, in a position of authority. All right. All right. This is James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. You about to get your ass handed to you, Esau. We've been warning you and warning you and warning you. All right. You know, believe me, spiritually, we're looking at the Most High, with that look, you know, and he's looking back, you know, because we see, all right, it's time for this damn devil to be up, man, to be gone, man. But we have to, see this thing and endure, through it to the end as well. But the difference with us is we have the comfort of the spirit of the scriptures, all right, which is the spirit, all right. Verse 2, your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth eaten. All right. So this place is full of shit. See, Jake is out here dressing like bums, clothes, they stink. All right. The money they're trying to bring in this new world order, all right? Trying to creep it in, sneak it in. How could we sneak it in, They're coming up with Meg the Stallion and all of these distractions to keep the people distracted. Okay, Gucci Man and telling on Pusha. Who gives a damn? Fuck them niggas. All right? Fuck them niggas, man. And we keep telling you people the same thing. Fuck those entertaining niggas, man. Okay? They put up Puff Daddy, and all of that was a distraction. That's what those people get paid for. That's why they're still in the limelight. They're getting paid to be a distraction, a snare to the rest of you Jakes. And now they're just the last ditch is the woman, your women and children, your loved ones. They're going to be the ultimate snare. So you're going to have to learn to, move and operate without them. All right. Because they're going to be the ultimate snare that this devil is going to use to come against you. So you'll know it when it comes. Verse 3, your gold and silver is cankered. All right. And the rust of them shall be a witness against you. All right. So when you got gold stored up and that shit don't get rusty unless it's been sitting around. Okay. Most people are they're trying to make ends meet. They're forced to have to make ends meet. All right. Esau's gold, this shit sitting around. Okay. Even though it's no good, okay, the rust in it is from the other metals. Okay. And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Okay. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Yeah. So we're gonna get that shit that you got, man. It's gonna be refining. You're gonna be in refining mines. It's gonna. The job market is going to be so excellent. I think about. I'm thinking about my ancestors, what they went through slavery. Okay, and that's on my mind, man. What they, how they grew up, Jim Crow, segregation, all of that, up until now. Trayvon Martin, everything. The way that these women, these children are behaving, how they're going to behave. Every time I see a starburst individual, all I think about is why don't the Lord just give us this spiritual power? Why don't the Lord come back and get this shit, man? Look at this shit. You're dealing with a woman and this bitch has then lost her goddamn mind. Okay, to where you're at the point. She has the mind of like, fuck it. She doesn't give a damn. She's crashing out. She gonna pull whatever she can pull, just like your children. They don't give a damn. Either children are calling the police on their parents. They're calling the police on their parents. Come get this nigga. He paying a bit. Come get this nigga. Get him up out of here. Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. Nigga, we going to work busting our ass. Those of us with on the plantation, and there is no end in sight for this shit. Hey, a nigga could be making $70 right now an hour, okay? And that shit is not going to help him. It's not going to help you. Well, y'all don't know how to manage your money. Nigga, these bodies, they expire. Okay, they got an expiration date on them. All right? This nigga manipulating prices and no, man. A lot of you are stuck stuck on those what do you call it? Digital coins. What is it? Coinbase. You're stuck playing that game or playing this sports betting. Okay, a lot of Jake is sports betting, and man, all of that shit is a distraction. Even with that shit, man, it's still fucked up. And this devil is keeping. You got a social security number. He's keeping tabs on you regardless. Some have gotten smart to where they're able to operate, under, other, but he's cutting that out. That's why he's bringing the RFID chip. If they're not using the social security number, they're using IP addresses. They're following you. Okay. They're following you. I'm trying to dodge the boot, man. I'll tell you this shit. I'm trying to dodge the damn boot, man. And here it is. I put some masking tape over a number on my license plate, and hey, the motherfucking Edomite, okay. He saw that I was he saw that I was DWB driving while black. He saw me, okay, and his instinct was to do what? He was attracted to me. Okay, that's what Esau is. Came right over to me. Yeah, I saw him following me. I knew what it was for. So I tried to pull over. He said, "Hey man, your number on your license plate is." I said, "Oh really?" Tried to play dumb. All right. oh, thank you, sir. But you know, I took it off. I wasn't doing. He saw that I wasn't doing any kind of dirt or nothing. But yeah, and they use, they got cameras up there using your information, your data. Here it is. You have a license plate. Well, guess what? You have CCC cameras everywhere. They're using. People are making billions off of they're following you via your license plate, knowing what gas station you're going to, what grocery store you're going to, at what time you're going. All right. Remember the movie The Enemy of the State. They're collecting data on you to what? To make you a perpetual slave. Okay, you try to get out of that damn loop, try to think you're staying off grid, you're not. Okay? This shit is tight. They know who your girlfriend is. They trace your calls. They're in her DM and in her mailbox, and offering her all kind of money to be sneaky and a sneaky link and to deceive you. Okay? Like it's nothing. She's putting shit in your damn food. You know. Good thing it says, we shall eat poison and live. Yeah, of course they're gonna approach her first. Your children, approach them. But listen, don't let that be a bother to you. Okay? Stay in the spirit, man. And they like this chick I'm dealing with, man. Okay, she sells plates. Okay, and the food that she makes is good. So one day she made some jerk chicken egg rolls, man. Right, and man, the best jerk chicken egg rolls I had. I even bought the ingredients, so everything was organic. Okay, so but okay. Hey, I caught a funny taste. My stomach started, nigga, something ain't right. So I was hungry, so I ate one. With the other one, I bit into and smelled it a little deeper. And I'm like, you know what? I had to just throw it out the damn window, man. Okay, as hungry as I was, you know. And I could tell the difference from when I buy food from, I uh, hunt up my own food for the most part. I need to get this garden going, but the weather's been out of whack. But anyway, this devil, okay, is holding, man, he's taxing the hell out of you, man. Behold the hire, where we at? Oh, come on. Okay, behold the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. All right. And so this is your ass, Esau. You about to get your ass handed to you. Okay? Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. All right? Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just. and he doth not resist you. Okay? We can't resist you. We ain't jumped up and ran up on your ass yet. Okay? But we're the just, so we're not going to do it. Okay? But something that's brewing is going to make you push this MOTB, man. Because people are getting impatient, man. People are getting impatient with your bullshit. So I don't know how much time is. I can't really see that. Let me see, where am I at? I can't see. I'm already in an hour, so I don't like to do these long videos. I have a lot of scriptures I haven't went through, but it says, I'll finish it off. It says, be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. Okay? Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Okay? It's like that. I ain't gonna go there. But anyway, Lord willing, you edify. Till next time, shalom.